talk about an
kid.
idiom. Each one of our treasured members of our cast presents
Travis
an idiom.
here.
Tom.
And my name's Daniel. And
Actually, I want to be Thomas.
I was going to ask, do
we
you
do
go
a-
by Tom or Thomas?
We'll do a retake.
Travis here.
Thomas over here.
I can't even.
And Danny in the corner there.
Danny boy. Well, welcome back, listeners and viewers alike, to our 473rd episode of Hold Your Horses. We've been doing this for just
10 years
just shy
now.
of a decade now,
Yeah.
and we're really honing our craft, as some people might like to say. What we do on this particular show, Hold Your Horses, idioms for idiots, or as my son would like to say, idioms for imbeciles. We pretend to
No
know
things.
things. Mostly we rely on wit and whimsy to say words.
And whiskey
And whiskey. This is the Wit, Whimsy, and Whiskey episode.
to
where
coax
my-
out. Yeah.
My fellow. So, yeah,
Travis
what we'll do
here.
is we'll
Oh.
Tommy. We will talk about Travi, Tommy, and Danny. How about that?
Oh,
That's our
that's
names for this
good.
one. We will talk about an idiom. We will dissect it. We will probe. We will puncture. We will delve. We will mince and dice until we feel to
If
our
anyone's feeling
satisfaction.
sick right now, just take a moment,
Queasy.
drink some water, get
Yeah.
some air.
I'd like some air in this
I would too in this.
dank shack of a. It is
Oh.
very little airflow. We will attempt to get to the bottom of things and
Mhm.
find out the mystery and the source and the origin
And really
of
clear it up.
the idiom that has
exactly.
been presented. And after we've done our due diligence, we will
And after we've
hunt
left it
through
all on the
the
table,
annexes and annals.
appendices,
Is it annals?
annals.
Of
Yep.
the-
Yeah, that's the right pronunciation of that word.
of the
Yeah.
the interweb, and we will find the origin story. Kind of
I
like a
often-
Star Wars
Mhm.
episode where you're finding an origin of maybe Anakin Skywalker or perhaps Luke.
Boba Fett.
We can't mention those names
Oh,
because they're trademarked.
Trademark.
Okay,
Right.
this episode is not sponsored.
Not
by
sponsored.
The
By
Star Wars
Lucasfilm
Galaxy
and the
series
Star Wars
of
universe.
Lucasfilm Ltd.
Exactly. But some people I tell, I'm not a doctor, you know,
You
do?
have to tell them that.
of
'Cause that's
no, of the human body.
oh, because
Yeah.
there would not ever be a confusion about that.
But okay, yep. But of the mind.
You're a doctor of the mind.
No, rather the tongue.
he's a mind
Oh,
No,
doctor.
the
you're
language.
a-
I'm a
a
doctor of
wordsmith.
language, exactly.
Dr.
But not just a
Language
journeyman,
Smith.
okay?
Not a layperson.
You're more of
Not
a
a
word.
layperson.
A word Travis.
Yeah. Yep.
You tell
Anyways.
people this?
Oh yeah. Well, sometime
Travis, tell me a story about
one
when...
time. Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
One
Tell
time
us.
when I was about 15 or 16.
So 3 years ago.
Yep, that's right, because my youth is just very clear.
Eternal.
I was in a store in line, waiting in line to make a transaction,
Mhm.
an exchange of goods, and
Services.
the woman in front of me was pregnant, was with child,
Wow.
Ooh,
and
you said
it was a
something.
warm day, and she became faint and fell over.
Oh,
right in
You
boy.
front of
said,
me.
I'm not a doctor.
Well, she had hit the ground.
I'm
she-
more of a mind
and-
doctor.
and
Somebody do something.
and someone and someone said help her, and so I stepped forward and
Recited a poem.
since I wasn't a doctor, exactly,
What did you do,
a
Travis?
sonnet.
Travi?
That's
Sonnet. I think I gave her some air, you know, just
With
kind
your
of
mouth
like
to mouth?
no,
Oh.
no,
Oh, just like you moved out of the way so air could flow by.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then someone
Give-
said like, is there a doctor here?
Yeah. And you're like,
And
I'm
I
not.
quickly-
I'm a marine biologist.
I quickly said, I'm not a doctor. I don't even have my diploma, my high school diploma. I feel like I've progressed from there, though.
Okay.
To what would you, now that you are obviously so much more progressive.
Yes.
What would you have done differently?
So much more evolved.
Say tomorrow you're doing another transaction and
An
woman
exchange of goods.
or an exchange of goods
Yes.
faints in front of you.
Oh.
What are you doing differently now that you're so
What you want to do
knowledgeable?
is elevate.
Yep. The feet.
Mm-hmm. The
I think
feet.
I think the acronym is RICE.
Oh,
Rest,
yes.
Ice,
Yes.
compress.
Run, intimidate,
Hey.
and cry,
and
and then escape.
escape.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Much,
That's a long-winded
much more
way of saying
sane.
that we are here to talk about talking
Ooh.
It's like Inception.
and language. Yep.
A
Yep.
talk within a talk.
It's a talk show.
Mm,
Or a talkie show, as some people might say.
yes.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, you're up, Dan.
So we are going into the innards, the
So that's what we do.
parts of the language
Oh,
that
man.
few would choose to really break down.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are satisfied with a nibble or maybe a bite. We are digesting. We are excreting the
Wow.
answers.
It is a
The
5-course
full
meal in here.
chewing the cud.
Yep.
Chewing the
Yep,
cud.
that's right.
So, a lot of great idioms left to cover. And as we're rounding up here, like I said, on our 10th year, we've got another maybe decade to sleuth and discover.
Get to the bottom of.
Okay.
That's right.
Spitting image.
Ooh.
Now,
Well,
if that boy ain't
that-
the spitting image of
That
his
is
father,
That is inspired.
then you can call me Mud,
Oh,
or
There's a
you
lot
can
there.
call me Ralph. But the idiom spitting image has
Well,
intrigued
when you
me.
Ralph, you're not spitting. That's
No,
a different
That's
a different term.
That's a full.
That's
Spit,
more of like
yeah.
a vomit.
That's interesting, though. I'd
the
like to pause
volume
for just a moment and,
of what comes out of your
two
mouth.
things
Yeah,
of note that have
exactly.
come to my mind. Ralph. So, of all the names out there for
Ooh.
vomit,
Mm-hmm.
I would have
poor
picked
little
Thomas.
Ralphie. I just Travis.
Yeah, I
all
just
over.
Thomased all over
Travis
my
my
pants.
Oh,
Okay.
good one.
I
Wow,
know.
we're on the same wavelength.
They are 7-year-old
That's
children.
That's
But
good.
Ralph got the throw up. But
Mm.
then to up Chuck, you also have Chuck.
Yep.
Which is Charles.
Which is Charles. Up Charles. Up So
Look up Charles.
look up Charles. I just up Charles all over my cuffs. Where were we?
You started it.
You
Spitting image.
spitting image.
Well,
So
yeah, but-
spitting, and you
okay.
somehow, when I said spit,
Ralph.
you
You brought
immediately
Ralph
said
in.
Chuck.
vomit.
You brought Ralph.
Vomit. I don't know of anybody named Vomit,
No,
but there's
that
Chucks
would be unique.
and there are
Ralph.
Chucks and
Ralphs.
Ralphs.
Yeah. If you think of another bodily discharge
I'll
that
say
has
it,
a
yeah.
person's name, then
I'll
please
just scream it out.
put it
Okay.
on the.
That's probably all I'll be thinking about.
But I would
now.
like the listeners to try it out this week. You know, if become ill and projectile, try it. You know,
Try
Just-
what? Throwing
Rice?
up?
No, sorry.
the rice.
No,
thing?
I just Thomased all over.
Oh,
Oh, I thought it was the
See how that sounds.
RICE.
right.
Yeah.
If someone.
Oh no!
Right.
Run, intimidate, yeah,
Cry,
and
and
escape.
escape.
That's right.
That's
There
great.
we go.
Uh,
If someone Ralphs near you, that's probably the best.
That's the best thing to
exit
do.
plan.
and
in
if
this
you
day and
Ralph
age.
add a Ralph's,
Ooh.
you
Oh
know,
boy.
just call us. Give us a call.
double Ralph.
Yeah,
We
you don't
hope
want to
you're
be with
okay.
a Ralph and a Chuck on that day.
Mm. Chuck Norris never Ralphs. He only Chuck up Chucks. I'm sure that's a Chuck Norris show. All right, so spitting image. The reason it's so intriguing is one, I have no idea, like all of these, where it could have possibly originated. But I'm hoping that my mind
Yeah,
comes up with an idea
soon.
as we talk about it. But it's this, like, of all the things to describe something that looks just like something else, you could say, wow, that boy looks just like his father, or
Mhm.
that boy bears resemblance to his dad. But somewhere in the journey of time and space, someone said, that boy
Spits like his father.
is a spitting image of his father. And that is the idiom of the evening. Oh. And Travis just had a brain idea, as he calls them.
Yeah.
Sometimes he calls them a thinky
Wait,
think.
I think I just. Yeah. I had an idea.
Trav,
What
help
happened?
us out here.
Yeah,
That
I
was
literally
so
saw a
exciting.
light
All
bulb
right.
explode
Literally
above your brain.
held, cradled his face and his skull
Wait,
in his hand.
I'm getting
and
something.
started shaking.
Okay.
What
Here
do
it
you
is.
got? This
Come
is good.
on.
Here it
come
is.
on, this
Here
is
it
it.
is. All right.
He's 1
So,
for 1.
I'm trying to pull up something from cinema
movie,
here,
yeah.
a
Oh.
scene. I can't really.
Okay.
Okay, so dead end there.
There it is.
Aladdin, one of the popular,
Oh, they spit on the lamp.
one of the popular
Oops.
animated, not live action.
Not live
okay?
action.
A lot of industry people say those terms,
Mhm.
okay, and it's a
don't like
standard.
For those of you wondering why Travis is
Dan,
just sort of
why don't you reach out to your buddy?
wandering into this like tangent.
Why don't you reach out to
Feud
your
going on.
friend
Him
who
and
Never
Tom.
say live action, just
Who-
say it's a cartoon.
who
That's
illustrates
pretty
for
basic.
Disney and
Yeah.
see what get his 2 cents
so
about.
live
Okay.
action was with
All right.
people. Dead action, as Travis would say, is cartoon.
Yeah, let's bring it up.
Let's
Okay,
do
let's see who sounds more
Are
like
you
an
stalling because
idiot
your big
here.
brain
Do
idea
you-
is suddenly
Oh
collapsing?
man,
or do you
I've
have
just
an
had
idea?
an awakening.
Okay, Aladdin.
Do
My
you want to watch a
neurons-
cartoon or do you want to watch a non-live action show?
Do you want to sound like an idiot or do you want to? Okay, Aladdin. Okay,
Yes, great
animated.
film. Robin Williams.
Good
Love the
film.
I
Yep.
saw it in theaters.
The animated
and,
version.
And Will Smith.
Oh
we're
no.
not going there.
That's live
Um,
action.
That's live action.
There we
okay.
go. Got it now.
So he finds an artifact.
It's a
that
lamp.
okay. Yep.
God.
That looks like it has some value, right? But he doesn't know. He can't see it, the full, splendor of it. So he spits on it,
Okay.
rubs it
Mhm.
to get a better look, to
Mhm.
see it better, clearer,
Clearer.
Imager.
better.
More imagery.
more imagey. So spitting image,
Right.
that's where it came from.
He saw his own reflection.
Well, then a blue genie came out of the lamp
Kind
and
of
gave
falls
him
apart. At
I'm my spitting image.
3 wishes, but
You're someone else's.
Okay, hold on.
but I'm
Okay.
just the motion of, because I've seen it
Yes.
in a bunch of other things that
Spitting
can't-
on a mirror.
spitting on something, rubbing it so you can see it better, spitting image.
Or to look through, like a dirty window.
Sure. Oh, yep. Okay. Or to look through to get a better look at something. Yeah.
Right.
It sounded good.
No, it was.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Travis, you don't have
okay.
I'm
to
not
do
knocking
that
it just
every
because it's
time.
not live action,
It's
but
not
it's like
Sure. I don't
everything
have
you
to
say
preface.
is terrible.
Okay.
But I
Here's-
think that's a valid attempt. I'm not gonna shoot it down just yet. Tommy,
what about this?
what about it?
Spitting image means like they're so close.
Very close.
They look so close. Like when you're talking very close to someone and you are literally spitting on them. You're like, that's how close your son is to you when you're. Like,
Oh wow. So proximity.
proximity of just the
And
range. Like
likeness.
you can.
Oh, okay.
You're that close that when you're talking, you're spitting on the
You're
person.
spitting into their mouth. You're sharing your
sharing DNA. You're sharing
And
saliva.
the person that
They've
is
now
just
become a part of you.
And you're like, no,
next
yeah,
to-
no,
yeah.
I see it because I see the spit.
yeah, the person next to you is just kind of standing there,
Wiping
kind of
his
wiping-
glasses
exactly.
from the spit. And then he can see,
Exactly.
oh,
Then
yeah, I
he can
can see
actually
how
see
close you are now that I
who's
wipe the
spitting at
spit
him.
off my glasses.
Yeah,
So that's more of a
okay.
literal
That's
thought that
very
came into
literal.
my head.
it's okay.
It's fine.
All thoughts are
a
welcome.
lot of them
here.
are literal.
All thoughts are welcome. Yeah,
We accept all
All walks
of
of thought.
even the bad
All
ones,
thought
because
walks.
Isaac will take it out of the podcast.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
Thank
I've
you,
only
Isaac.
had good thoughts.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah, I noticed that all of my comments, nothing ever gets edited. It's always everything.
I don't
Isaac-
think you remember
Isaac
a lot
and
of what
I
you say, though, either.
conference. We make an
You
executive
guys have a
choice.
little chit chat. So here's where I'm going with this. And Travis, I will say that's what I was going to say, and then because the traditional setup is the person that presents it,
Mm-hmm.
but you
Oh,
were
sorry.
so
Entranced.
physically affected by a thought.
Of Aladdin.
It literally was shaking him. I think just the recollection of watching a good old cartoon instead of these dreary dramas that he slogs through in the wee hours of the night, trying to glean some. Anyway, I I'm thinking it's less complicated than you guys are making it. You've got some weird DNA swapping taking place, and Travis is shining lamps. in
And
a
we're back.
cave.
All right.
But apparently, whenever Travis leans away from the mic, everything pauses, and then when he comes back, he says, "We're back." All of us are.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're all
Welcome,
back.
audience.
We're all
Even
warm.
though I was
I'm
talking.
I'm here.
I'm Danny.
Thomas is here. Trav
Travis.
checking in. All right.
Do you want me to keep going, or
Yep.
you?
Yeah,
Nope,
no, it
keep
sounds
going.
like you have something to say.
I have a
Levels
I'm
are
not,
good.
I'm not shivering and holding my cranium like a psychopath.
Levels are good.
because I have an idea.
Well, we're not all as gifted as
Right.
some.
No, you're not.
No, we
And
do not
will
all
leave
have
it at
large
that,
heads.
won't we? So, I'm more. It's the farmer or the cowboy with a big old chaw in his mouth, and it's just when
What's a chaw?
it is tobacco.
Have you ever watched
Oh.
Sandlot?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's referred to as a chaw.
All right,
Some
there it
people
is.
might say chopper. Some people might say
Dip.
lip monkey. I don't think they say lip monkey.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
Chaw,
that
yeah.
like classic moment where they go, it's an affirmation. It is the big ol' spit that's sort of like, that's what they'd say when they're confirming that something is like exact. It's just it's kind of a colloquial expression of these things are exactly the same. Just sort of like, let's shake on it.
And his son's there spitting as well.
They both-
exactly at the same time.
Yep. So it's sort of like 100%. That's the truth. So like those two things are one and the same. Big ol' spit.
Do you only use spitting image referring to people, right?
No.
No?
Like fathers and sons.
That's all I can think of.
I'm
He's
thinking,
just
okay,
like
so
his
what if
orb-
there was a
you know.
counterfeit painting?
That's
Well,
the
that's the spitting
spitting
image
Wow,
of
that's
the real painting.
very
that was
specific.
done in spit.
Right.
No.
No, they don't paint with spit.
Spitting image.
But is it
no,
outside
it's
of human?
people. It's people.
only people.
Yeah. I think it's people.
It's mirrors.
You presented this. When's the last time
I
You
said
heard this.
spitting image.
or you said it or you heard it or
I just picture an old farmer saying it. I don't have a specific experience.
you
with
didn't
it.
talk to an old farmer recently?
I don't often talk to them.
No.
It's not that I don't like them.
What's wrong with them?
What if we have listeners who are old farmers? Hello,
No,
old
what
farmers.
about a farmer that has
A son.
nope,
Oh,
nope,
okay.
a farm?
nope,
Hmm.
alpacas
Oh.
or llamas?
Okay.
Okay.
You
Or
see
camels.
where I'm
Or
going?
camels. I
You
do
guys
see where you're
understand
going.
this?
Saliva.
You envisioned an animal that spits.
I'm
and
getting
you
it.
have now drug us down.
All right,
into
Tom.
some
Now go. Now
fairy
run with
tale
it. Now
world.
that's just me giving you a
Right
little.
now, I've given you
that's-
plenty of pasture to graze on. You have now in
You
your
gotta
mind
chew the cud
llamas,
now.
alpacas, and camels.
All right.
So,
Oh my.
Oh my.
Wait, but Dan was talking for a while.
right.
Okay. You
And
just
then I
wanted to
had an
say
idea.
animals?
Well, he was talking about farmers.
You want to say funny animals? All right. Let's talk about a
you
baby
guys ever
hippo.
just
Yeah.
thought about a flamingo?
Trav, don't take it off track. We're talking about spitting. Do you understand
those
that
animals do
Trav,
spit.
Do you
Spitting
understand
image.
that part of it at least?
I
'Cause
said the
don't-
lamp thing, so
Uh-huh.
I think it's your turn. Why didn't
Aladdin rides camels.
Didn't I already do
Why-
something?
No, that was the previous episode.
Oh dang!
Why don't you?
No,
No,
you did something.
I started
Trav,
it.
Holy moly! No, you.
I was
Travis
just said
cut
he was
me off.
He
spitting in
riffed.
someone's face.
He said the spitting in
Oh,
someone's
that's
face with
proximity.
the
Oh,
DNA.
okay.
the
All right.
proximity.
Wow.
Apparently
As
when
close
Travis
as you can get.
says-
Swap and spit.
I think Travis was
And
so
we're
enamored
back.
with his little
I
mind-blowing
know.
idea.
His little
that
Aladdin,
he can't.
his little blue genie moment. Rub that
genie
lamp
in a
again.
If I
Trav.
had
See
three
what else you
wishes,
can
I'd
come.
tell you what I'd ask for.
I bet. 3 other brothers.
Okay, so is there any way? Is there any other way we can attack this? We've got the lamp. We have spitting in someone's face. We have the farmer and cowboys
Mine wasn't very
spitting.
violent. It was just kind of like
I didn't say
rubbing
that,
something.
The lamp.
The lamp.
Thomas is
Oh,
spitting
yeah.
in
And
people's
that's not
face.
violent. That's just talking close to someone.
Right. Okay.
True. And then you said animals.
That was later.
That was just a thing he said. It wasn't a
It wasn't my
it wasn't
answer.
serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could have been.
Okay,
So we have to
spit.
differentiate between what's serious.
You mentioned something
comes out of his
interesting.
mouth.
Travis,
Isaac, you can
Travis,
edit
Travis.
Travis anytime.
You mentioned something interesting a while ago, and I don't remember the idiom, but it was Jesus spitting and rubbing the dirt on someone's eyes. Spitting image.
Ooh.
I don't really know where to go with that, but I
Right.
feel it's worth mentioning
Yep.
that Jesus spit into the mud, or made mud with his spit, rubbed it on the blind guy's eye,
So that
and
he
then
could
so
see.
he could see clearly the rain was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know
Uh-huh.
how that connects to spitting image, but wouldn't it be neat?
Wouldn't
Well,
it
all
be
of a
neat?
sudden, he is like everyone else.
And he
Who
can
can
see that things are similar.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't really run with.
You didn't go with that.
What did you say about the cowboy saying,
Spitting.
"Yep, that looks the same way," and then he spits?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an old chip off the old block.
Oh. Okay.
I just think there's a connection there.
To Chaw.
Since you
Chaw, that's
broke
right, that's
since
right,
you
Chaw.
broke protocol
Okay.
on
and
my idiom,
interrupted.
and you were so
Stole his
so
glory.
riveted
So you
with
feel like
your-
that's a justification to give a bad answer.
well when
Very
you
good.
when
Understood.
you come and bring
Hey,
it, okay.
if you guys listen to the Hold Your
Hey,
Pickle episode,
when you
wait,
come at me,
hold your pickle.
wait. The In a Pickle episode, you'll understand why sometimes you're left to struggle, as I did, to come up with.
It is
just left holding
it is
your
a
own pickle.
brutal
Or
environment
cucumber.
in this little shack
It
here.
has gotten
It's getting real hot in
very
here.
off
Literally,
the cuff.
Oh.
very hot.
We're about ready to come to fisticuffs.
We haven't done a lot of summer episodes, and this
No,
is really
we haven't.
starting to.
No, we haven't.
Winter was nice. I miss those days.
Winter
Those were
was
fun
nice.
days.
Those were the fun times.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's-
so I'm
okay.
gonna delve.
You're gonna look
Well, I don't. Do you have anything else about spit? Saliva?
an image.
You don't say that's a saliva.
I think it
image.
first appeared in print.
Yeah, we never got to win. Oh, you're thinking Shakespeare again, aren't you?
I mean, he
did a
has
lot
come
of
through.
little.
I'm gonna make a house rule right now.
You can't just
that
say
A
Shakespeare.
shed rule. A shed
a
rule.
shed rule.
This is not a house.
Shakespeare is.
It's a
is-
home.
I mean,
That's good.
obviously,
That's
My
good.
on weekends and holidays.
this is
Between 11
And all
p.m. and
throughout
12
May.
a.m. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, house
Travis
rule.
is going to. But you got okay.
When were mirrors invented?
Ooh, there we go. When was reflection on a lake invented?
Vampires.
I knew he was gonna say that. When we're
When could you look at someone and see that they look like somebody else but look the exact same?
Hey, if
not
that
when
guy
you
isn't
could look
a-
at someone.
it's
when
a
you could
mirror
look at
image.
yourself
right.
Right,
and
when did...
see what you looked like.
Ooh, got it. Okay,
Oh.
old cameras, they have the mirror reflecting the image.
That's
Okay.
so dumb. It's
Nope.
called a digital
No,
single
old-
lens reflex. Okay.
I'm sure old cameras,
gosh.
DSLR.
Nope, those are new.
I know, but the
Old
old
cameras,
puffy ones
okay.
where they hold the puff,
All right, where are you going with this?
you got the head over it,
okay.
and the first time they've ever seen a picture,
Sure.
he does the poof. Oh my gosh, that's my spitting image.
But why spit?
He spits on.
No, he doesn't.
the
That's not
lens
what
of
the
the-
photographer does.
You weren't there.
I wasn't
maybe
there.
maybe they need spit to like activate the
No,
process.
they need chemicals, not spit.
Well, there's chemicals in. I don't know if you've ever heard of like an enzyme.
You were excited about that. I'm not going to take it away.
It was
going.
good.
Keep going.
I mean, you can imagine the first time you see a picture of yourself and you're like, oh my gosh. But I don't, yeah, the spit part is the hard.
Yeah, here's
hard
what I'm
part.
imagining. They take the picture and then the photographer spits on it and then he shows it to the people.
To develop it in the dark room.
Oh.
See the chemicals.
The
Good.
chemicals between us. There it is. I knew you were going to say
I
that.
knew.
My
You're gonna
Chemical Romance.
Push.
Oh, wow.
we
Don't go that.
would go
Oh,
to some
gosh. You go
trashy-
from
we-
epic
you
band
go
to
from
some
Bush
crap.
to Garbageville. Spit shine.
Oh, spitball.
Spitball, spit shine.
I'm just
Spitfire.
spitballing.
I'm
Just
spitballing.
spitballing.
Shooting the breeze. That's
We did all
yeah,
those,
we
huh?
did that.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want to refer to episode 3,
Nice,
Wow.
Trav. Do you have a little Rolodex?
I don't think it's episode 3.
No, that's
But
more
it
Here we
could
go,
be.
boys.
And if
Here
it
we
is,
go.
okay.
Alright.
This is from gingersoftware.com, one of our most It's the-
Reliable sources.
Yeah. The phrase.
Wait a sec.
Okay, I didn't look. What are we waiting for?
Wait,
You want to go somewhere else?
what is this one?
Ginger software?
Never mind.
He
Go
doesn't
ahead.
even know what we're talking about.
Oops.
The phrase spitting image is used to say that one thing is the exact likeness. I don't know about exact likeness. I would say pretty
Close.
similar.
Resembles.
Okay. Here's the example they use.
Like your son
that
looks like my
restored
child.
Mustang. Okay, so here we go. I'm blowing out of the water your guys' little. It's only about people.
Oh,
That
wow.
restored Mustang is the spitting image of the one I bought brand new back in '82.
Well, yeah, 82.
There are two
Anyone
we
could
go.
have
very
Here's an
specific
interesting
things.
fact.
Okay.
The term spitting image is an allusion to someone who is so like someone else as to appear to have been spat from his mouth.
Yep, there it is.
The
Just what I
concept
said.
and phrase were in circulation by 1689 when George Farquhar, Lord
Farquhar.
used it in his
Was he a
play
lord?
Love and a Bottle. Poor child, he's as like his own dada as if he were spit
Out of his mouth.
out of his mouth. Whoa.
There
Tommy.
we go. I'm getting real close here. A lot of
Yes,
saliva
Tom's,
talk.
Tom's closer than
Knocking on heaven's
Travi.
door right now.
All right.
I'm going to do
All right.
one more. This is Merriam. We all know Merriam
Webster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great
Good.
guy.
Great guy.
Was that his name?
Okay.
I think it was
Made
Lewis.
Miriam?
Miriam,
Oh.
not Miriam.
Before you read on, you should consider yourself forewarned that this article will not
Article. It's article.
Article will
Okay.
not attempt to claim to have proved with certainty the trustworthiness of any of these. If you would seek certainty in life, go read the scores for yesterday's sports games.
Maybe that's
If
what
you would
we should
embrace
say at the beginning of
messy
this
and chaotic
podcast. Yeah.
uncertainty of language, then read on.
Oh,
I like
very
that.
good.
I
I'm
like
intrigued.
that.
I'm intrigued.
I think that could be our
Yeah.
intro.
It's like a little Goonies thing.
Here's
That's
our
good.
intro.
Yeah.
If you would embrace the messy and chaotic uncertainty of language, then read on. Listen on. Nay.
Yeah.
Nay.
Listen on.
Nay.
Nay.
Listen on.
Nay! There we go.
Horses.
Horses.
Full circle.
Full
Our
trot.
levels are
Full
peaking, but
cancer.
that was great.
Full
That
cancer.
was great.
Okay, spit. Okay, I just want to see. Before spitting image, there was another version of this unsavory sounding expression, which was spittin' image. Spittin' is believed to be a
Spittin'.
corruption of the word spit
Smitten.
and
Oh.
spittin'.
Spit and image.
Spit formerly had the meaning of perfect likeness. There is evidence of spit being used in this fashion in the 19th century. Meanwhile, the defeated lawyer with his fair one had secretly fled to private furnished lodgings at the house of Mr. Thomas Pryor, where she was brought to bed of a daughter, his acknowledged child, but according to the report of the nurse, the very spit of the old captain. Ugh, seedy. I'd like to know where seedy came from,
Seedy
too, by the way.
character, yeah.
Don't lose us. What's going on?
I saw a dead snake t'other day. It's monstrous ugly beast. Did you ever see one among the it's the very spit of the other. Anyway. Okay, so this is going further and deeper, and we're diving, and I'm scanning, and I'm looking. Here we go. Okay, this is different. Spit and image followed spit and image, and finally spitting image began to see their use at the end of the 19th century. The initial reason given for why we should have used spit in this manner is that it was said of a child that he or she looked enough like a parent to have been spit out of their mouth. Okay, spit has been used since at least the late 16th century. As like the papists, as if they'd been spit out of their own mouths. William Clark, An Answer for the Time, 1583. So I'm going to have to give this one to Tommy.
Thank you. Wow.
I mean,
if we
I
listen
wouldn't
to the
say he
playback-
nailed it.
No. If we
I
We don't
wouldn't
have a
listen,
say
playback
he
here,
nailed
Trav.
it.
This isn't
Okay.
sports. We're not going back.
here's the thing, Isaac. As you're editing
Oh,
this,
Lord. He's going to make
okay?
you look like an idiot.
chop it up so that Thomas says, no. Thomas was saying he's so close to the person, he's literally spitting on him. It
Right,
wasn't
I'm
about
just
DNA.
saying-
It wasn't about.
He did say the
but-
word DNA.
Sure,
but
after
spit-
I brought it up,
But
Oh, boy.
spit.
after he brought out his
Obviously,
slovenly.
spit has DNA in it. I don't need to, like, say the word.
People know what.
People know that.
I'm
Yeah.
still hung up on your little story that you're reading. I don't understand who was saying what, but
Yeah.
Oh, the Merriam?
sure.
As like the papists, as if they had been spit out of their mouths. It's some expression to say it's like they're so like them that they were actually like.
But wouldn't that be the same as a
spat.
woman giving birth
Oh
out of?
my god.
they just spit that child right out of her.
Nay!
So, yeah, obviously you say spit out of their mouth because you don't want to get down to the nitty gritty.
second
So it would
time.
appear that the metaphor of spitting something out of one's mouth shifted to become the very spit of something, which in turn became spit and image, which in turn became spitting image and settled on spitting image. Is the matter settled? Of course not.
No,
Miriam
it's
would
not.
never
never settled.
Not with
Never.
Miriam. She doesn't know much.
It's an unsettling matter. I'm a little unsettled myself.
I don't know if it's just the animosity I share between Tom and no. I don't know if I'd give it to Tom.
You wouldn't
Maybe
give
it
it
was
to
the
him.
closest. Maybe it was
It
because
was the
it
closest,
was the
which
closest.
means
But
we're
he's
all-
not
that's
getting
kinda,
money.
That's
but
kind of how it works.
Yeah.
here's the
You,
thing,
you-
though.
if you're not first,
sure.
close only counts in
Okay.
horseshoes and hand grenades. And there's an expression.
and horses. Hey, did you guys? Here's a fun fact.
Oh,
Guess what animal is the most farted on?
Farted on
Mhm.
a horse,
That's
because
true.
it's the one that's ridden the most.
Correct.
llamas are ridden too.
Guess
and
which horse?
camels.
Guess which animal farts on you the most?
Cats.
Probably. Probably. I'm sure there's a sick scientist out there that.
We were all talking about spit, though. Is just what I want to say.
Oh, what
Oh.
what animal spits on you the most?
An alpaca.
You talked about animals a lot.
Yeah, I did. It's a llama.
Is it a llama or an alpaca? Which one's the spitter?
I don't think people ride alpacas.
But which one spits the most?
I guess you're actually more of an alpaca because you're probably walking in front of them.
Okay.
So.
I'm just thinking pack and alpaca. Very good.
Like our brother?
Oh,
Oh,
our little
shout
alpaca
out
brother.
to Patrick. No, because they carry things. So
Oh, they pack
alpacas, yeah,
things.
pack
That's
things in,
nice.
pack things out.
It's a neat thing to think.
I don't know.
It's just
I guess
something to
we could
think
give
about.
it to Tom.
We don't
I
have to
mean-
give it to him, but I just am saying.
Did he
that-
earn it?
Well, we
He
could
didn't
always
earn it.
ask our audience and they could leave stars or something.
Is that leave a star?
I don't know how they do it, like a like.
I don't know if this is a
How
comment.
could- they could
how can
comment
they
on
can they
something.
just say I think Tom was the closest and then he should get it?
If
If you're listening,
they
it's your
verbally
firstborn.
say it, then I guess it counts. Yeah.
Verbally?
Well, because
like if
No, I'd
I
like
see
to see it in
someone, they're
print.
like
because
you.
the iPhones record it, and we get all that data because we're spending a lot. My life savings
because we're
on buying
sponsored by
data.
Apple.
buying people's data is what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's a wrap.
Wow.
Wow,
I
what
hope
a-
that you learned something tonight because I can't remember what happened.
It was a whirlwind out
But if
there,
you joined
folks.
us for episode 13, Spitting Image, I hope you have a good night or good day or good afternoon,
Any of those will
wherever
do.
you find yourself.
You can listen to us
And
morning.
you can listen to us morning, noon, and
noon,
night on Apple,
or night.
Spotify,
Some might
Stitcher,
say this
Amazon.
particular
Google
podcast
Play.
is the spitting image of a really funny podcast.
Imagine you're listening to a really funny
Yes.
podcast.
What's
a really
one
good
that-
podcast.
What's
that
the one with Will Arnett?
Oh, Smartless.
This is a
Shout out
spitting.
to
This
Smartless.
podcast
Yep.
is the spitting image of
This
Smartless.
podcast is not sponsored by another podcast
Yeah, that's super
because that's
funny.
not how it works. Again,
We just thank you
we
for
just
tuning
thank
in
you
tonight.
for tuning in. Thank you for spending your time.
This is Thomas
listening to
over
us.
and out.
Thomas is over and out. This is Travis.
This is Will Arnett.
That's good.
And that was our special
was-
guest tonight.
Special guest Will
Fun
Arnett.
hanging with you guys.
Oh, very
Gosh, I
good.
love this podcast.
Wow.
Maybe sometime I'll invite you guys on the Smartless.
Yeah. The guy in the $300 banana suit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Our podcast Smartless is so good.
Oh, he's never gonna be a guest on this show.
He's pretty funny.
And
He's
we were
really
really
funny.
close there
I do
because I
like
was talking to his reps.
Uh,
Anyways,
Get him.
as you're leaving,
Get him.
don't Thomas all over yourself. Goodbye now.